Welcome to atomic demo of this use case for the mover. So the challenge is this. We have two applications, A and B. So we need to deploy A in off status and B in on status, then turn on A if B was successful. So what we're going to do is execute that scenario with a simple workflow. So we're going to deploy an IIS server and do it in a phased way. So we're going to do application A in active status, and then we're going to check the output of the application A and then deploy application B if that's successful. So the way we've done this is quite simple. It took me around an hour to set this up. So if I go into the release automation perspective, I have this atomic IIS application. And if I look at the targets for the IIS application, I have 4. I have Europe 1, Europe 2, Asia 2, Asia 1. So if I click on this, I've defined a new parameter called default deployment state. So this is set to active. And if I click on one of the other deployments, Asia 2, this is set to inactive. So the idea is, what we're going to do here is do a precondition check in the workflow. So before the workflow is executed, it will check to see if it indeed needs to be activated. If not, it will skip the workflow. So once the deployment is successful, then we'll go in and check the status of the deployment. Get IIS website. So here we're going to check the status of the deployment. And then we have a post condition here, which will cancel the workflow and trigger a mail notification to the application owner if the deployment was unsuccessful and the website didn't start. And safe to say that the next stage along the process, which is to start the inactive application, which is application B, will not be executed. So here again we have a precondition check, which will only activate inactive applications. So what I'll do is I'll go and trigger the workflow from the release automation perspective. So I'm not going to go through the entire build promotion step because I've done that before the video. Assign package, select, override skip existing components. Approve. So if I click on the workflow and monitor the workflow, you'll see that we're doing all the steps here. We're preparing the IIS deployment, and I'll force forward you through to the main bit where we're going to do the database deployment and then eventually update the front end component. So you'll notice here that these actions don't happen all at the same time. They happen one after the other. And if I click on this here and expand it, so this went through properly. This was skipped. So this executed normally, and this would have been skipped as well. So if I refresh the entire workflow, I can tell here that this has been executed, and then we've checked for the outcome to see if the IIS website is up and running. This was skipped. And then finally, we've activated the inactive websites from previous, and then the deployment has finished. Thank you for watching this video.